With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
In this question, we have to label any three parts in a diagram of a plant cell which differentiate it from an animal cell. Now, whatever kind of living organism we are talking about, cell is a basic structural and functional unit of life, whether it is plants, animals, microorganisms, fungus, all of them are made up of cells. But we see that when we compare plant kingdom and animal kingdom, there are some major differences that we find not only in nutrition, morphology, and other properties, but also at the level of their cellular structure. So when we are going to observe a plant cell under microscope, we will find that, like other cells, plant cells also have various cell organelles which carry out specific functions for the plant. But there are a few things that we will not find in an animal cell that can be observed in the plant cell. The first of these is the cell wall, which has been labeled here. We know that an animal cell is enclosed only by its cell membrane or the plasma membrane, and there is no other kind of covering outside of the plasma membrane, whereas in the case of plant cells, and not only plants, in fungi also, in bacteria also, we are going to see that on the outside of plasma membrane we are going to find an additional rigid structure, a rigid wall called the cell wall. So this cell wall is going to be absent when we label the animal cell. So the first difference is the rigid cell wall that we can see in plant cell but not in the animal cell. After this, we will talk about the chloroplast. Chloroplast is a type of plastid which contains chlorophyll. Now chlorophyll is the pigment which helps the plant to trap sunlight so that it can carry out photosynthesis. Now obviously the major difference between plants and animals is that animals are going to be heterotrophic, they are dependent on other organisms for their nutrition, whereas plants are autotrophs. That means they are going to synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis. They are not dependent on others, and for this we require these plastids, specifically the chloroplast, which contains chlorophyll. So we are not going to find this chloroplast or any other kind of plastid for that matter in an animal cell. And apart from this, we see that the larger area in the plant cell has been covered by this large vacuole. Now such vacuoles are found in the plant cell. They are covering such a large part because they are storing the waste materials, they are storing the excretory materials of plants. And similarly, when we look at an animal cell, we are not going to find such large size vacuole. Why? Because for the elimination of excretory materials, animals have well developed excretory system, so they do not need to store these waste materials in the form of vacuole as we are finding in the plant cell. So the three main structures which are going to be different in plant cell are, first of all, the cell wall, which we are not going to find in the animal cell. Second, the chloroplast. Plastids are not there in animals again. And vacuoles, even though we can't say will be completely absent, in animal cell also we might find some vacuoles, but they're not going to be so large as we are finding in the plant cells, because plants need to store their excretory materials in the vacuoles, whereas animals eliminate these materials and do not store them in the form of such vacuoles.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.